I paint, so I approach everything with a painter's perspective. I'm always trying to ramp light off or vignette things or, manipulate light in ways that it doesn't normally behave. We've got a lot of controls on how light can fall off. We can make it do anything, because it's just all math.
One of the great opportunities I had when I sort of inherited the crew from this film was that I got a lot of really talented people that I'd never worked with before. And, right at the front of that line is Sharon Callahan.
There was this, a little spark that happened with both of them. I think what Brad knew he had was a dramatically talented lighter. And what Sharon knew, what she had in a director, was somebody who was going to set her up for sort of dramatic success. Brad, not only into the script, but into the layout phase and so forth, really works camera angles that's going to allow someone like Sharon to bring her best talent to bear.
We had a great kinship in terms of what kind of photography we liked.
I would just be really excited about each of her takes on the lighting. On other Pixar films, the production designer has done the lighting pastels, and in this case, Sharon did them. She's a great painter.
So I spend a lot of time at my desk just, trying to figure things out and trying different approaches to things before we settle on a final look. And those I present to Brad, and I bounce them off Harley to see what he thinks, and, and it's a very collaborative effort.
She analyzes what's been done before and sort of says, well, here's where I think we're going to take, we're going to take this in a certain direction, we're going to take this in another direction.
We looked at so many movies together. She'd bring in some and I'd bring in some that we thought applied to different sequences in the film or movies that we just liked for whatever reason.
I spent some time looking at some of my favorite films, and the cinematography on them, and just looking at some of the qualities that I was really most interested in, figuring out how to bring them into the CG world, especially some of the atmospheric stuff, some of the wet stuff, just some of and even the fog sequences in particular. I really wanted something that felt like you were there, that you had the fog in your face and the rain. Like, I love the exterminator sequence because when I watch it, I feel like I'm getting wet. And I really wanted that kind of quality. And so I had to look at enough real stuff to make sure that, I was getting that level of reality. Without going photoreal, I still wanted to add an element of our own stylization to it as well.
In lighting, when it comes to the lighting group, what has happened just before that is a combination of layout and the characters in animation and all the shading and so forth, and everything sort of culminates into this basket we call lighting, and they take it and they give it the tone and feel that really evokes the mood and everything that we're really trying to sort of pull out of these scenes and what's inherent in the script.
A lot of what we're trying to do look-wise on this movie that's different than what we've done before is mostly in color and where it is and where it isn't. And I wanted a more, not necessarily photoreal, but a more photographic style. There's richer color in the darks than what you typically tend to get with CG lighting.
We love seeing detail in the blacks. We love the blacks being rich. There's a tendency in a lot of CG films to kind of overlight things to make them pretty. And I think that both Sharon and I feel that there's beauty in darkness. When she wanted to go there, I was just, she kind of expected some resistance from me because, it's a little different than what people normally do. And I was like, great, turn out the lights, let's go.
I was really excited about the sequence where Remy's running around on the wall and stuff because it's an opportunity to really use light in a very minimalist and very precise way. We wanted to keep it all really dark inside there so that we had a big contrast when he came up on the roof and looked over the edge, and you got this huge panoramic vista of all these glittering lights.
When you're working with an artist like Sharon, you don't talk about her as having a style or a singular aesthetic, right? She creates, she creates what's right for the film that she's making. And in this film, I think that she was really able to spread her wings and explore.